It's your man Dominique back, episode part 2, trade season, potential trades. Who gets dealt, who not? You got your man Ant, you got your man Ray.
Well,
We
once
here to
again,
talk about it. Big question right now that I have for Knicks fans. New York stand up or not? Question. Does New York Knicks move Julius Randle to the Sacramento Kings to go get one of them guards? Does it happen? Ray, let me get to you. Your initial reaction.
With all the hype going around Julius Randle being disrespectful to the fans, doing the thumb down sign. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say we need to get rid of him because he was a big asset last year. He was an all-star last year, and he had incredible numbers last year. I think this year is more stressful. You got Kemba Walker, you got a bunch of players that are trying to get into the mix that you're trying to adjust to make it to the playoffs. So I'm not gonna sit here and say get rid of Julius Randle. Now I'm also not gonna sit here and say that he's been my favorite player this year. He's been getting me a little upset because he's more worried about what the fans think, more about the media thinks, and I think it's really bothering him mentally. But I don't think we should sit here and we shouldn't get rid of him. Like he's a double player. He's a lefty. He can dribble, he can shoot, and he can pass. I think we need to hold on to him, bro. I understand he's going through his struggle right now, but you gotta give him a chance, man. Like you have to adjust. I'm tired of us investing in players, all-star players, and then we're like, okay, a year or two, we don't want him because of what he's doing. But you gotta give him time. He has a new team. It's not the same team as last year.
Okay, and what's your question? What's your thoughts on that trade?
I disagree. I say no because for one, Julius Randle is the franchise of the New York Knicks. Two, last season he helped put the Knicks in the playoffs after I would say from an estimate of like a 20-year drought of the Knicks not getting to the playoffs since 2009 when they went out and got Melo. So I just I think the Knicks should stick with him. Build around him. They just picked up Cam Reddish, so give it some time.
Give it some time.
Yeah,
even though the Knicks need a point guard, and you can get De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but you need a big man with some size though. You need size. And Randle, it's not like Randle's not a trash player. So
if you could trade De'Aaron Fox or Kemba Walker and a second-round pick. Maybe you might have to do a first for this one.
I would rather
get De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes. You not doing that deal, Ray?
I would rather trade Rose, even though Rose may not possibly have that much value. But I would give up Rose before I give up Randle. And also Kemba Walker because the Knicks is really not using Kemba. They're using they're using quickly.
I agree with you, man. I would give up Rose and Walker. We can give them up both and maybe throw in a Mitchell Robinson. I'm not trying to disrespect the brother. I had a lot of potential in him. But again, he's like Kevin Knox. He's been coming up short. I think we can get rid of him. Maybe add a second-round player as well. But I don't think we need Harrison Barnes. I think we just need Fox. Yeah. We got a bunch. We got good shooters. We got good defenders. I don't think Harrison is a good fit for our team.
And Harrison is older too. You really want fresh legs now to build around old legs. Now De'Aaron Fox is still young, so I would go with him.
Yeah, Harrison's only in his late 20s. He's only in his late 20s. He's in his prime.
Yeah, but where is he going to fit on the rock? Because okay, you got Fournier that plays his position. You got RJ Barrett. You got Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes is a good 3-4. I mean, if you're keeping Julius Randle, you don't go get Harrison Barnes. You leave that alone. If you swap Julius Randle, then
unless Barnes comes off the bench, and I doubt he will want to do that. He's going to want to start.
Nah, I mean, he can make the case. He can make the case that you put him in the position. He can do the same thing Julius Randle could do. That he can make his argument he's been successful in teams like Dallas, and he's
better
been
stop
State.
that line.
holding down
Golden
that
State.
Sacramento team. They're just not that good.
And Golden State too.
better
He put on with Golden State.
He put on with Golden State. He was solid in Golden
He
State.
was solid. Yeah.
He's always been a
Julius
solid,
Randle, I'll tell
good
you
player.
that.
Now the question
He
is,
knows
since we
Julius
did just
Randle,
mention, but I mean, who else do you think is probably gonna? Who do you think is gonna be traded, or who do you think is gonna be really high active in the trade season? Is Boston active in the trade season? You think?
Definitely.
I'm gonna say one thing, and I don't wanna get bad comments from it, but I might. Whatever. I think the Lakers should really push to get rid of AD.
Yeah.
Not Westbrook. I'm gonna say AD.
Injury problems.
And then this is the reason why I'm saying that. Injury problems, dude. You're on the 75 greatest list of all time. We can't get a full season.
He should not beat it.
Yeah.
He should not beat it.
Yeah. He stays getting hurt.
We can't get one full season out of you.
Yeah.
You have so much potential, and we can't get one full season out of you. Get rid of him.
Yeah. It's no use for him. Yep.
He has to go.
What about Westbrook?
He wants out. He wants to explore other options.
Westbrook?
Yup. It just came out. The news just came out. He wants to explore, other options because he's not fitting in with the team as we all thought he would. It's not working out. So,
I mean, where do you trade Westbrook? Trade him to Detroit and just get back off of his salary? Maybe
Sacramento.
Sacramento. I mean,
I don't want Westbrook with Boston. I would rather De'Aaron Fox because we don't need to really go older. We need to go younger.
Yeah, we need to be younger. I don't want that.
I don't want Westbrook.
Now, does John Wall get traded? Does anybody have anything for John Wall?
No, I don't think so.
His contract's too big. His contract is too big, bro.
Yeah, I don't really know about the
John Wall ain't playing this year.
I don't really know about the value in him.
Who, John Wall?
Yeah, because the younger
20-point game scorer.
Yeah, but the younger John Wall versus today's John Wall is, it's a difference. I would rather the younger John Wall.
I think he got humbled. I think he got humbled in this experience because if you're John Wall, you are now in a position where, 10 years ago, you were the man, you were it, you were hot. And I think he never really put the work in. He never put the time in. And now he's healthy and the team does not want him to play. They're like, no, we rather you not. And other teams don't even want you. Because other teams will take you, but they're not going to take you for the cost that you're at the 40+ million.
The Achilles that he suffered. It's the Achilles.
I mean, when he first signed that deal, a lot of people was looking at it like,
But look what he was doing to y'all when he signed that deal. He was hurting the Celtics when he signed that deal.
He was killing the Celtics, but we always sent him home. He went home every time.
He did go home, but listen, if you can give me that John Wall,
take John Wall. You put John Wall right now in a mid-level exception or a minimum cost, I'll take him. He can play on Boston right now. He's probably what we need. We need an actual guy that can handle the ball and create shots.
He's better
than Shooter and Marcus Smart at the point. So he's hands down a better option.
Of course.
No question.
I think the Boston Celtics got to be sellers this time. Yeah. I know a lot of people want us to be buyers, but I feel like the Celtics, we really
go younger though. Go after De'Aaron Fox. I don't know. We don't need no older players. Go after De'Aaron Fox.
If De'Aaron Fox is gettable, I'm gonna go get him. Actually, I'll make a big blockbuster trade with the Sacramento Kings. With the exception of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, whoever you want, you can have Sacramento.
Yeah, we can give up. We can give up Marcus Smart, Dennis Schroeder, and Jaylen Brown. But Tatum stays.
No. I don't want to give up Jaylen Brown.
I don't either because he's my favorite. But do you choose between?
No, I think you.
The second. Do you choose between the right-hand man or the franchise? Meaning Tatum, who's the franchise, and then Brown, who's the second best man, even though he's actually the first.
I don't think you trade Brown this season. I think if things are rocky next season at that trade deadline, then you trade Brown. But I don't think you trade him this season. I think you figure out a way to get better around them, which I think is what you have to sell. You have to sell Marcus Smart. You have to sell
Brown would be a sacrifice, though. Jaylen Brown would definitely be a sacrifice.
If you trade Jaylen Brown, you're bringing De'Aaron Fox there, and you're telling De'Aaron Fox and Jason Tatum to be the exact same thing. Nobody else around you is good.
And plus,
you have to get rid of everything else and go and go into free agency and go into the draft and build. Yeah. You have to go and figure out who can you go get that's talented. You have to figure out a way like how Golden State Warriors did. They sold on some of their guys. They traded off those older players. They got more picks. They got more assets, and then they developed them. And they took a year to develop them because they said, okay, the next year we come back, everybody will be healthy, everybody be ready to go. That's when we'll do this. And then you just tell Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, just go get numbers. Just go get numbers. Go get 50. Go get 30.
30, 40, 50.
Yeah, now you can go get numbers. Now you're designed for them to get numbers.
Yeah, and I don't want Jaylen Brown going because Brown is actually he's my favorite player, but I was coming from a sacrifice standpoint. If we had to choose an extra guy to get, if the Kings wanted us to give them an extra man with like 2 or 3 more players for Fox.
No, I don't think so, because I think Jaylen Brown is the better player out of that deal. Jaylen Brown is better than Fox right now.
He's better than Tatum. Brown's better than Tatum.
I mean, yeah, that's why you don't do that, because then they would have to give you everything. And I don't think you have to say Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I think you have to sit there and say, how can we make this team better? Meaning go the Golden State Warriors model, the retool, not tank, but retool, which is, hey, we're already, a 9th, 10th seed already. What's us dropping a few more? What is it for us to get rid of certain guys, get off of certain contracts, Al Horford, all of those guys, get some more picks. Let's get some actual talented guys and let's actually develop them. Like get guys we can actually develop. Let's go sign some mid-level exception guys that, can we go find a Jordan Poole? Can we go find some of these undrafted? Can we go find a Duncan Robinson? An undrafted guy. That's what you need. You need 1 or 2 of those guys.
Let me preach real quick, Dom. Listen, I like your theory, brother, but as your friend, as your brother, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm gonna agree with Ant. You have to throw Jaylen Brown in the trade. Listen, we
traded Jaylen Brown to get you a chip, though.
Let me preach.
But we don't need to worry about championships. It's about building right now. Reforming. It's about the Celtics reform right now. Oh, go ahead, Ray.
Explain it correctly. You want to go with the right-hand man or you want to go with the franchise?
Exactly.
Go with that franchise. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Listen, we all have these fantasies. Our favorite players are going to be on this one team. They're going to create a team around them. Dom, I like your message, brother, but that's not going to happen. Okay, if I'm Boston and I want something in return that's big, I'm gonna have to give it a Tatum or I'm gonna have to give it a
Jaylen Brown.
To be honest, I don't think you need to go big. I don't think you need to go big.
Listen, if I'm Boston, we all going with Tatum. Okay, Tatum's fan.
I mean, yeah.
You got to get rid of Jaylen Brown. You got to get rid of Jaylen Brown. Kings are not interested if you do not put Jaylen Brown in that discussion. Put money on that. They're not going to be interested.
To get De'Aaron Fox, you need Jaylen Brown to get De'Aaron Fox. I'm not interested. To be honest, I'm not interested in De'Aaron Fox because he's had a rough season. And I don't think if you're getting De'Aaron Fox or you're getting another star, you're getting another star to play with those two guys, not to get rid of one of them. I don't think you have to this season. Jaylen Brown has 3 years on his deal. Tatum has 4.
Yeah, but
What are you getting rid of? What are you rushing the gun for?
but Sacramento
guys.
Sacramento is gonna want value. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but I
Smart is the only players. Marcus
I
Smart
would-
is those. Hold on. Let me finish up. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart is the only players on our team with the highest value. Everybody else don't really have value.
I don't know nobody
And
else. has
Sacramento,
value.
they just want value for Fox.
It's Marcus Smart and it's Rob Williams, who are the two guys that have value, right?
But
Everybody else is pointless.
Value?
Huh?
Sacramento's gonna
Rob
want value
Williams
for
got value
Fox.
like
They're not just gonna want
Fox. I don't want
Smith.
Fox. I don't want
Not-
Fox. I don't want him.
I want him. We need a point
I don't
guard.
want him. We need a point guard, but I don't think we need to go and trade one to go get the point guard. Then you're struggling again because you're back at square one. If
That's
you
the
go
point.
get De'Aaron Fox and you have Jason Tatum, you're still back at, hey,
That's the-
if you two, you got to go figure it out. There's
That's the
nothing else.
point.
You don't have a shooter. We don't have any shooting. We don't have
Of
any
course,
size.
right.
We have too
Right.
many.
But that's the point of
Right.
reformation,
Go for a
though.
big home
That's
run.
the point of reform. That's the whole purpose is to tank, to start fresh as we need to do. We far from a title run. We're far from a title run right now.
And to me, I feel like
That-
whatever
that-
move
that
we
was
need to
us.
make, it needs to be pushing us back in that direction.
We
Well,
might not even qualify for play-in tournament, to be honest.
Honestly,
We might
I'm
as
cool
well
with
just
tanking. We
make
have
moves.
our pick. We have our pick. So I'm cool with tanking and being a seller and having a team add a pick for Marcus Smart, having a team. Maybe teams might think Grant Williams is okay. They might not give a first. They might give a second.
Williams
may
is
say-
solid.
We need to sell.
Williams
Get
is
rid of
solid.
this.
With Williams for second round pick, you're losing. You're losing. Why
What?
would you want to give him up for a second round pick?
Who?
Williams.
No, not
The big
not
man.
Rob Williams. Grant Williams.
Grant Williams.
Oh, Grant Williams.
Rob Williams
Okay.
stays. He's young and
Rob
he's
Williams.
solid.
I'm interested in keeping.
Robert
Right?
Williams stays.
Let's
He
get to
stays.
it. Hold on, we got to get to it. Last but not least, your thoughts. Next week we'll go over Klay Thompson and his return. We'll give it an extra week to assess and evaluate on what we think the Golden State Warriors will be. We'll get into the All-Star competition. Ray, final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I just want to see Damian Lillard in a good home. And I know that it's been rough. He's been in the league since 2011, and things haven't been going his way. Yes, he brought his team to the Western Conference Finals, but I would like to see him get a ring, man. He works really hard. He's one of the best players and one of the greatest clutch players of all time. So I'd like to see him get a ring before he leaves. And I'm hoping the situation gets better.
All right, and final thoughts.
This is for my Celtics fans right here, because one thing sometimes in life, to get value, you have to make a sacrifice at times. So do you trade Tatum or do you trade Brown? The most valuable assets we have on our team. Do you trade Tatum? Do you trade Brown? Or do you include them in a package with other players like Marcus Smart and some bench players that we have like Pritchard, Grant Williams, Aaron Nesmith? So what moves do y'all want to see?
All right, y'all heard it here. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Give us your feedback. What are you thinking? What your thoughts process is? Leave it in the comment section below. We'll answer it. We'll get back to you. Follow, like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.